Well, we've heard all about studies of how effective COVID vaccines are against preventing severe disease. And a first of its kind study in Israel looks at how effective the Pfizer vaccine is for those who are asymptomatic. Here's On Your Side's Dawn White.
The study looked at people who got the Pfizer vaccine in Israel from January through March of this year, and it found that that vaccine is 94% effective in preventing asymptomatic infection.
I got my second Pfizer shot March 17th.
Elizabeth Gans has been spending the past year gardening, doing puzzles, spending time with her Maine Coon Toby, and looking forward to having a little more normalcy with her husband Jerry.
Yes, my husband and I can go out, we can eat, we can bring things, start traveling. It's a freedom that we haven't had for a year.
Both Elizabeth and Jerry got vaccinated this month.
I was so happy to read about the high percentage of how effective it is.
And Gans is happy to learn the study shows the Pfizer vaccine could help prevent her from asymptomatically spreading COVID-19 to others.
So if we know that this vaccine specifically is effective against asymptomatic infection, you can interpret that that may lead to decreased risk of asymptomatic transmission to others.
The study also showed the Pfizer vaccine is 97% effective in preventing severe COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations, and death.
The UK variant was the predominant variant in Israel when this study was performed. So that's important since that variant is going to become the predominant variant in the United States by the end of this month.
Dr. Reza says even though this study is promising, you should still take safety precautions, and that includes wearing your mask. In San Marco, Dawn White, First Coast News, on your side.